Hey, what's up? This is Joe. This video is going to take you on a poor man's motorbike expedition through Cebu Island, where we'll explore some of the local culture. It's making a very appealing, sizzling sound. Ride high into the mountains and go free diving for one of the world's most exotic delicacies. From Cebu City, I boarded a bus to the town of Moalboal, located on the western side of Cebu Island. The journey took around 3 hours and involved negotiating a steep mountain pass before making it to the other side of the island. Tagpila na. Dagan salamat. This is basically like a pulverized, sweetened rice that's leavened with some kind of like a homemade yeast or something like that, and then roasted over a fire so it gets all charred kind of on the outside. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Vinca. Not too sweet. Get a lot of good char on the outside of it. One of my favorite desserts. Bye. Bye. I can already tell you I like this place a damn sight better than Cebu. Just the traffic has just been absolutely getting on my nerves lately. Definitely a little bit more touristy than a lot of other places I've been in the Philippines, but it's not annoyingly so. By contrast, you know, a lot of the places that you go in Thailand or Vietnam, I've been to places where it's like more tourists than there are locals, you know. To me, it's a major pet peeve, you know. It's like one of the things that annoys me more than anything. Here, it's mostly Filipinos. Is this your truck?
In the municipality.
Oh, you rent from the municipality? What kind of truck is it?
Service of the people Moalboal, like the people bring the cemetery service. You know, like the Cebu City Sinulog Festival. This is a ride to Cebu City.
Okay.
Attend the Sinulog, yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, people are going to ride to Sinulog?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, buy the rice in Cebu City, bring in Moalboal. This is put in the truck, bring here.
Okay, so you have to fix the truck yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're just putting a new tire on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
New tire.
It's new? All right, yeah, he's got a little jack right there. But it looks like you got it from here.
Yeah.
After calling around to several of the motorbike rental places in town, finally some locals pointed me to a restaurant which had a fleet of motorbikes for rent. Hi, maayong hapon.
Maayong hapon.
Gusto ko og motorbike for rent.
Ay,
Motorbike.
Mike.
Ako si Joe.
Yo, hi Joe.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. You want to rent?
Are these all available?
Yeah, only this one.
Only that one? This one and this one? The Honda Click definitely wasn't my first choice, but at the price he was asking, I really couldn't say no. By far the cheapest at 300 pesos a day, which is right around $5. It's not the one I want. I've rented this one before. It's a Honda Click 125. It's got a really small storage compartment under the seat. So at that price, I can deal with a small storage compartment. So now I'm gonna head towards the other side of this little town here and see what's up over there, you know, do a little bit of riding. Just getting back on the road and being on another two-wheeled vehicle makes me realize just how important it is in my life. And if I don't do it seriously, I have problems. So anyway, let's check out the other side of this town. Due to the small wheels, a scooter is definitely not my first choice for a lot of these roads. And in terms of handling, a motorcycle is just infinitely better. The problem is, it's difficult to actually rent a motorcycle here since they're mostly used as work vehicles, And presumably a lot of tourists don't know how to operate a manual clutch. That said, a scooter like this does have a few things going for it. Specifically, it's lightweight, easy to maneuver, is relatively low maintenance, and has the underseat storage compartment I mentioned earlier. Not to mention, it's cheap. I rode around looking for a place to eat, but after checking out a couple of the restaurants, it was obvious that I'd found myself in the expensive section of town. Everything out here is ridiculously expensive, man. This is like tourist hell out here, so I'm getting the hell out of here and going back to the other side of town. Okay, this is sort of a classic style carinderia, which is like the Filipino sort of kitchen where basically they prepare all these different dishes and lay everything out on the countertop. You just kind of go through, open each one. That's chicken adobo right there, delicious. This is pork humba, which is basically like the pork belly that's stewed in different types of herbs. You got peppercorns, bay leaves, different things like that. This looks like, I don't know what that is. This is chicken right here, sir? Or this is chicken or beef?
Steak Tagalog.
Oh, steak Tagalog? Yeah. Okay. And we got some, these meatballs?
Yes, sir.
Meatballs.
Pork meatballs.
Pork meatballs. So here we got the pork humba, which is one of my favorites. Looks like pineapple, and it's stewed in like soy sauce, got peppercorns. And then this is kind of like the Filipino meatball. I think you called it a bola bola. This is the first for me. Sweet and sour sauce is good. So anyway, I'm heading out of here early in the morning and heading down to the southern half of the island and see what happens, man. I'm just gonna like ride some of these mountains around here, check out some waterfalls. There's a volcano that just erupted in the island directly to the north called Negros. I might go up there and see what's going on with that, you know. Of course, I might get my nuts blown off. Hello, Mayang gabi. The next morning I headed south out of Moalboal, then took a left onto a smaller road leading up into the mountains. I really didn't know what the plan was, or if I even had a plan. Those details just tend to work themselves out. Sounds like they're irrigating using this pipe. Probably coming from a source further up in these mountains. And then it's kind of going down to the lower lying grounds down there. So this is a cool country road. It's good to be off the highway. I'm wearing my disguise, by the way, which is one of these neck gaiters. A lot of the Filipinos wear these. If not entirely Filipino, it at least makes me look a little bit less like a tourist. So, a little bit, anyway. tweaked my knee doing some stretches the other day, so I'm not intending on doing a lot of riding because already just being seated on this thing, my knees are kind of cramped up. So I'm heading to this town of Delicacy, which is through this mountain pass and on the other side of the island. So hopefully I can find some ice and put it on my leg and just kind of take it easy and edit some videos kind of thing. We'll see how it goes. I didn't even know where I was going until I actually got on the bike and started moving. You know, the plan doesn't really formulate until you're actually on the road. Undoubtedly, I get most of my inspiration, most of my best thinking happens when I'm on a bike. And if I don't do it for a while, like I said, I suffer. So anyway, I'm heading up this mountain pass over here. Hey! What's going on, man?
Delegate. Vlogger ka?
Yeah.
Cebu.
Delicacy that way? Okay.
Follow ka na mo.
Just keep going. Okay. Ako si Joe.
Joe.
Yeah. Unsay mong pangalan?
Macario.
Macario?
Oh. Reste.
Este?
Newton.
Noton.
Lydix.
Okay.
Shout out.
This is pretty cool. So I'm up here far enough that I'm actually into some pine trees. I haven't seen any of these in a long time. The temperature dropped about 20 degrees from what it was when I left Moalboal. It's absolutely sweltering hot. Here it's pretty cold actually. I'm thinking about putting a sweater on. Anyway, I think from here I'm kind of coming back down out of the mountains towards this town of Delicacy, which is kind of going to be sweltering hot again. What I can tell, this place is really nice. There are some cheaper hotels about 40 minutes south of here, so I guess what I'm going to do now is kind of ride along the coastline to some of these. From Delicacy, I headed south along the coast until I came to the town of Oslob. After comparing some prices online, I found an oceanfront hotel for $12 about 6 miles down the road. This was by far the cheapest one. I mean, this place has got a pool, oceanfront. It's got this kind of a saltwater pool right here that's kind of fed by the ocean. All the rest of the places around here on the southern half of this island were going for like a minimum of 2,000 pesos. I found this place for like 700 and something, you know, 12 bucks, I guess. So undoubtedly the way to save money is to check on the map apps. I use Google Maps. You know, people can talk about that if they want. You know, it's got its advantages and disadvantages. It'll like pull up the price, because if you just show up, I've been quoted astronomical prices, but then I'll like show them on the app what the price is, and they're usually like, all right, well, fine, we'll match it, or you can just book on the app. But yeah, definitely shop around. And as I mentioned, I mean, I did the same thing on the motorbike. You know, I checked like 10 different places until I found the best deal. Once I'd gotten settled in, I headed downtown to explore and get the lay of the land. I'm not really sure what this is. They call it a cuartel. This is some kind of a relic of the Spanish colonial times. Oh, it was like a barracks for Spanish armies back in 1899. Using coral stones for the construction. I guess they took the coral and kind of like sawed it into these kind of blocks right here and built the thing out of it. It's really interesting. Obviously, the whale shark, kind of an ubiquitous character in these parts. Apparently there's some good places to see them. Anyway, just kind of walking around checking this out. That's a beautiful church over there, and gonna think about getting something to eat pretty soon. All right, you won't really be able to hear over the music, but this is sisig with bangus, a type of fish known as the milkfish, and it's making a very appealing sizzling sound, like a hot cast iron pan, and then throw an egg on top of it. Caramelized onions, peppers, egg, fish, lime. Any self-respecting Mexican would love this dish. All right, well, no snorkeling gear, but you can always free dive. Really can't see shit because you're just blowing bubbles basically right in your face, but you can see some of that. Hopefully there is the absolute mother load of sea urchins over there. I'm not really sure how they harvest them. I think you have to have some kind of a shovel or something to pick them up with. Obviously you don't want to get stuck by the spines. They're supposed to be delicious. It's one food I've never gotten a chance to try. I don't know how to even mess with them really, or even how to go about opening them. Just talked to one of the guys working this place, and he was talking about it like it's not that big of a deal. You can just kind of pick them up and then use a knife to get into them. We'll see how it goes. And I don't know if they sting or not, honestly. That was my impression. I think maybe what happens is they sort of like, the spines can like break off in you and cause infection, but maybe they don't really sting that bad. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. Believe it or not, sea urchins are prized as a delicacy and can fetch up to $35 per pound, depending on where you're at. In all my travels, it's one food I'd never gotten a chance to try until now. All right, it took me a while, but I got the hang of it. Basically, you have to sort of dive for them. You know, they're not gonna just sit there and let you pick them up gingerly off the surface. And they're actually down there a lot deeper than they look. So After a few tries and getting nothing, I finally figured out like sort of single one out and then take a deep breath, then dive all the way down, and then use this piece of plastic as kind of a scoop, and the water can kind of run out of it, and you just kind of scoop it up and put it in the basket. As you can see, I've already got about 5 in there right now. I don't know how much meat is on these or whatever you call it. All right, I feel kind of bad for the thing, but daddy's got to eat. But basically they just sort of crawl along using those spikes along the ocean floor. So I think I got a relative idea of how I'm going to do it. Ideally you would have a pair of scissors. Those are sharp. Sorry, buddy. So I cleaned it off a little bit. What I wasn't expecting was to see a bunch of like extra guts and stuff in there. So I sort of washed it off. I guess this is what you're after right here, which is sort of the roe sack. Cheers. Salty, fishy, buttery, livery. I don't know if it's worth like $30, $40 a serving, but it's pretty damn good. There wasn't really a lot of meat on those sea urchins, and I kind of felt bad about harvesting them just to get like a couple tiny little morsels of sea urchin roe. Maybe there's a certain time of the year where you get like a better harvest out of them. But anyway, so I'm gonna head down the street and look for some real food. And this is
Pork adobo.
adobo,
This one.
fried fish. This carinderia by the ocean side quickly became one of my favorites. I got my rice, pancit pijon, a fish that is cooked in some kind of a sauce. He told me what it's called, I don't remember. And something called Bicol Express with pork from the Bicol region, I think, kind of in the north. Whatever the fish is, it's cooked in a lot of garlic. Got some soy sauce, vinegar, carrots, and it's just kind of stewed with probably some pepper, salt. Absolutely delicious. This so-called Bicol Express is sort of like a coconut curry, not unlike some stuff that I've eaten in Thailand, actually. A lot of coconut, a lot of spice, cooked with bell peppers, it looks like. With a full belly, I grabbed my stuff from the hotel, stocked up on water, and prepared to enter the next phase of my adventure. If you enjoy this video, please hit like and subscribe. And as usual, I've included an optional donate link in the drop box for anybody that might like to contribute to this project. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road.